It's Friday, so we will do a live anyways. I know I don't normally do a live on Friday, but here we are. Lots to catch you up on. As soon as I can set up the stream here, then we'll get started, and should be good. It's not going to be a long stream. It's just kind of hop on. Today's technically my Monday. I know it's everybody's Friday, but it's technically my Monday. I work tonight, and yeah. And it's taken forever for this thing to kick in here and to say, hey, you're doing a video, you're doing a live right now. And for some reason, that is the case. I don't know why. I don't know why it's taken forever. But it would be nice if it caught up. My internet's been weird lately. Yeah, I don't know. I ended up talking to my provider, and they gave me a new modem, because that modem that I had was 2 years old or whatever. So, not fantastic. I wonder if, I don't know if this will let me do what I want it to do. Come on, show up. Well, either way, I think that it'll be fine. I just gotta refresh my browser. There we go. Okay, cool. It's showing up now. All right, that took a little bit longer than what it normally does, but we will keep pushing through, and I will pull up the chat here in a minute. I'm just changing the picture so that it's not my generic one, because I don't like the generic ones. I always create a special thumbnail for my videos, whether it's a live or GVO After Dark or Third Rail Thursday, stuff like that. Okay, good. Settings have been saved. I am thrilled about that, and now I'm going to open up the video so I can see who's here, because otherwise I can't see. I've got my two. I'm only doing 2 cameras today. Don't need to do 3, because I'm not running trains around the layout. If you came to see trains running around the layout, I'm sorry, but don't worry. We'll do that soon, real soon. Okay, so I've got the video up here, and otherwise I can't see. I've got my 2. Wow. Okay. Don't like the sound of my voice. Okay, so we've got a couple of people in the chat already. We've got Curly, or Dwight Curly, sorry. Trackside Mike, how's it going, Mike? And John. And we've got Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, how's it going? And Missile Hunter, how's it going? All right, well, today, I wanted to kind of jump on, and just like the name of the video, kind of asks, where have you been? Normally I'm participating in lives, and I'm doing lives. I'm supposed to do the running trains every Wednesday, and then on Sundays I normally do the the Sunday brunch kit build, but I've been a little absent, so I'm gonna fill you in. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. There's a kind of a story behind it. If you're just interested in hearing the story, then stick around for that. While I'm doing that, I've got this Dairy Queen kit. Most of it is painted. I found 2 more pieces that need to be painted. I painted them, but they're in the back room. They were those, little pieces that you find in the back of the box, and you totally miss, and you're like, well, now this won't be completely complete because I missed 2 pieces. So I'm going to do as much as I can on this. I've got a bunch of detail parts and whatnot. So I'm going to get them all on here and whatnot. And I'm going to do that while I'm talking, while I'm telling you my story. And then we will wrap things up after that. I don't know where it's going to go after that, but yeah. So I'm going to work on this and then going to let you know what is going on. So I'm just going to switch over to, this is my work cam, my work camera. And so where do I even start? Because it's, so I don't think not a lot of people will get this, or not a lot of people will understand, because not everybody is an animal person or a pet person. For those of you who grew up with, having pets in and around the home, or maybe you have one right now and you've had one for a while, it's one of those things where your animal or your pet becomes more than just a pet, and they become a member of your family. And we've all had, like, I grew up with 2 cats, and the cat that I had when I was younger, just a gray domestic cat. His name was Andy, because that's what I named him. And he had a brother, which they were from 2 separate litters. So there was Andy, and the day that I went and I got Andy from the shelter, because that's what you should do. You should definitely go to your local SPCA and find a cat or a dog that needs a loving home. We're all about that, rescuing your animals. But yeah, so I had 2 cats. It was buy one, get one free day. So my sister got a cat as well. She got an orange cat, named him Simba. Around that time, the Lion King was really big, so that was her contribution. Basically, yeah. So I grew up with 2 cats. Our house was a cat house, and now I've had Alexis now for 13 years. 13. Had her. I got her, I think, around my 24th birthday, and she's moved with me from Mississauga, when I lived in Mississauga, all the way out to Ottawa, and like all the 50 homes that we've lived in out here, just a member of the family. And then, of course, we got a dog not too long ago, about 2 years ago. What kind of dog is that? I can't remember the type of dog. It's I dropped a piece. Hi, Pity. Sure. Something or other. It starts with a shush. I can't remember the name of the dog. Anyway, little dogs, right? Wouldn't be my first pick. I'm more of a German Shepherd kind of guy myself, but yeah. And then a year ago, it was about a year ago, last month, we had adopted Midas, which is another cat. He's the one with one eye. And we rescued him because he was in a car accident. Apparently he's a terrible driver. I know, bad joke, right? But anyway, so, our home has always had animals and whatnot, and, growing up with animals. So definitely animal people. I know the story is taking a long time, but that's why I'm working on something, so you're not just listening. And yeah, just like John there, if you've got animals and whatnot, throw up the names of your animals, or if you also grew up with animals and stuff too. We love them. We love our animals. They're our everything. They're just like our children, right? Like, you have kids. If you've had kids, there's a certain level of I don't know, your actual child versus your animal, but at the same time, your animal is still very much your child, right? Alexis would agree. We're gonna do the cat cam as well. I think we'll do a cat cam because she's chilling here too, so you can see Alexis as well. There she is. Your butt is like in the way. That's not a flattering angle. There we go. She's gonna attack it and she's gonna knock it over. Anyways, so back to my story here. So about I don't know how long ago, like I want to say about a week or so ago, our dog Zoe, she slowed down a lot. Keeping in mind she's only 2 years old. She's, you know, still a puppy. You know, you always gets the zoomies, runs around the backyard like she's chasing something, but she's chasing nothing, you know. She gets lots of exercise and whatnot, but she stopped running in and out of the back door, you know, like she would normally like jump out the back door and, you know, run down the stairs of the deck out to the lawn there and, you know, go sit in the sun and all that stuff. She wasn't doing that as much. So, well, I know it's kind of one of those things where, like, well, maybe the dog's tired, you know. You don't really think much of it. But then eventually, like, it just kind of continued. And, you know, it just got a little bit worse. And it wasn't until this past Sunday, I think it was Sunday, she just stopped using her back legs altogether, and we had no idea what was causing this, because she just wasn't. It was almost as if she was paralyzed from the waist down, right? And then you just don't really know. You can't really ask her and say, "Hey, what's wrong?" 'Cause she's not going to tell you. And you know, it's very you know, it's kind of a shock, right? That, along with not eating and not, you know, doing normal dog things like going to the bathroom and all that stuff. Don't want to really get into that, but I'm just, you know, telling you what's going on, right? That's what you stuck around for. So, but yeah, so she stopped using her back legs. She stopped doing normal dog things, and she just looked like she wasn't having it. So Monday was a holiday here in Canada, the civic holiday. So everything was closed. Nothing was open. So couldn't really do much. Couldn't really do too much at all. So basically we had to wait till Tuesday. Tuesday, we took her to the vet, and the vet wasn't thrilled. The vet had no idea what was going on, and they suggested that we go to emergency, and there's like a dog emergency thing, or just animals in general, right? A pet emergency hospital. So we took her. After that, we took her to the emergency version of the pet thing, and or the vet, and you know, they ran tests and whatnot, and they said, well, she's got no movement in her back, and her tail doesn't move. She can't feel anything, so she was basically paralyzed from the waist down. Again, we have no idea what happened or how this happened, or, you know, what is going on. We have a very mild sense of like, okay, well, you know, Steph, my wife, she grew up with dogs, and me, not so much. Like, there was a couple of dogs in the house here and there, like my sister's dogs when she still lived at home, but nothing ever like this. Nothing we've ever really had to deal with. But yeah, so we were very much in shock. And then they basically said, like, you know, well, she can't walk, you'll just have to put her down. And obviously, not the best thing to hear when, you know, obviously these are professionals, right? They know animals, they deal with animals on a daily basis, and they see the worst of them, they see the best of them, and everything in between, right? So that, you know, it was really hard to hear. It's really, you know, just one of those things that you don't ever really want to hear. Yeah, you're gonna have to put your animal down. And from there, obviously, like my wife being really upset for obvious reasons, you know, don't want to hear that you have to put your animal down. So they said it's that, or they would have to do an MRI, and the MRI itself is $4,000 Canadian. $4,000 for them to run a test to maybe find something. And keeping in mind, I just did an MRI on myself and I didn't pay a penny because I'm a human. So that's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to me anyways, but yeah, it's just to find out possibly what is wrong. I have to pay $4,000 to have them give the dog an MRI. Well, you know, I might do the whole train thing and all that stuff, and this is already expensive as it is, but like, you know, I just don't have $4,000 sitting around where I can pay that to have the dog get a, you know, a CAT scan or whatever. And on top of that, this is where it gets to be even more. They said after that, to do an operation on said dog, you're looking at another $10,000. And I think that was like the nail in the coffin at that point. Like 10,000 plus the 4,000. And then the whole thing is still very 50-50. Like it's either it's going to work, it's not going to work. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on. They're just, you know. So that was where we were at as of like Monday, Tuesday. And they said, look, if she does not, you know, go to the bathroom on her own, just like humans, if you do not go to the bathroom for X amount of time, your kidneys could explode because they're too full, right? Makes sense. It's good to drink water. But if you're, you know, if you don't, then yeah, your kidneys could explode, and then, or a kidney could explode, and then you get some sort of poisoning from that or whatever, which in turn does not make it any better. It, you know, definitely does not, you know, you're already suffering from one thing, you know, you're going to suffer from something else and possibly still die because, you know, you can't even go to the bathroom at this point. So, yeah, my wife was pretty torn up about this, and, you know, she's still working through the motions because of everything. And, you know, it's really hard. It's, you know, the things, oh, okay, I don't have that piece yet. Rightfully so, right? Because, you know, this is your dog. This is your child, you know. I can't do anything to help it. I can't do anything to save it, kind of deal. And, yeah, we definitely don't have like $15,000 sitting around where we can, you know, just pay, oh yeah, here you go, 50-50 chance. Let's take a chance on that and hope that everything turns out okay. So, we took the dog home, and, you know, it's been kind of a, you know, roller coaster of emotions. My wife is probably still hurting on the inside, because of everything. And my kids are fully like my young one doesn't really understand, but my oldest one, he has a full-on concept of, you know, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, you know, I am sad because of this, you know. So yeah, so it's been rough for the kids as well in that sense, where what they understand and what would happen if, nothing happens. So, yeah, obviously I've not really been in the mood for doing lives and, talking about trains and all the stuff that we do on a normal day-to-day basis that, you don't really think much of because you just do your thing and that's it, right? And that's why, because, we're all really upset and yeah. So that's where it kind of left us as of the other day. And then she was supposed to have an appointment today to be put down, more or less, because, you got to make these appointments. It's weird, but it's a thing. And they said, look, that it's basically it at that point. That's what's going to have to happen. Okay, don't really want to, but it's a thing. Don't want her to suffer. But they gave us some steroids for her and some pain pills just to, kind of ease everything and whatnot. So we're still kind of on the fence about everything. And my wife's like, look, we haven't tried everything. We've done a lot, but we haven't tried everything. And, the pain medication helps. She, kind of does her thing, whatever it is that dogs do, that, they sit around and whatnot. But yesterday I go to pick her up, and it's just one of those funny situations, if you can imagine me for a minute here picking up a dog. But obviously she has no use of her back legs and she can't feel anything with them. She doesn't move her tail or anything. And then all of a sudden, I pick her up because I want to give her, stretch her legs. That's what they recommended, just kind of, she's got to get the feeling back, right? Or try to, get some circulation. And all of a sudden she pees all over the place. As funny as that sounds, it's exactly how it sounds. But I was like, okay, this is unexpected. I don't appreciate it, but at the same time, kind of appreciate it because it sounds like a good sign. So beyond that, she's all acting as if she's her normal self minus her back legs. And, it's one of those things where they recommend, okay, well, put the dog down because the dog's, not going to use its back legs or anything, But when you really think about it and you really, if you're committed and you love your animal and you want to do, anything you can to save them, sometimes it's good to just give it time and, see what happens, right? Don't jump to anything unless it is really a dire situation where, the animal is clearly suffering so much uncontrollably and you just don't want them to feel pain anymore. At that point, definitely understandable. So today, kind of a follow-up appointment. They do this kind of thing. It's like a prick test where they'll do something between the dog's toes, and Zoe pulled away with her foot. And it's holy moly, you felt that and you pulled you retracted your foot. That is a very good sign. That's a winning sign that something good is happening here for once. And yeah. So and her tail was wagging as well. A little bit. Not a lot, but enough to say, oh, thank goodness, we didn't do what they originally recommended. Because she wouldn't still be here. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster, and like I don't even think that this is over yet. I don't think we're in the clear yet, because just with everything, and these are good signs for sure. And you never like to get your hopes up, because, well, no one likes getting their hopes up just to be let down. But, we're doing everything that we feel that we can to, make her more comfortable and stuff like that. And it's just been, it's been very trying on the soul, if you will. It's been quite a week, more or less, with everything going on. So I just really haven't been doing lives or, partaking as much as I normally do in, in the lives and whatnot. And I haven't been going live because I'm just like, it's bad enough I have to work. If I don't feel like much, then I'm not gonna do this as well, right? So that's kind of like where I'm at, and that's, Zoe is still, she's upstairs sleeping right now, but it's like, just trying to take it day by day now and just hope that everything turns out okay and whatnot. But there was a brief moment there where we're like, well, we're gonna lose our dog, and everyone's really upset, and it is upsetting. Like I've lost, like my first, like, well, my sister's cat, actually, like that one lived to be about 7, and then it had kidney failure. And it's one of those things where when you look at the cat, and the cat has the look on its face not like any other day, and it just looks like it's in so much pain. And cats are really good at masking their pain. I don't know if anybody else is aware of that, but they're usually very good at that. Where dogs, like you know when there's something wrong. But when the cat's in pain like it is. So yeah, unfortunately, like Simba had to be put down when he was 7. And then Andy, which was my cat at the time, he was allergic to everything. He was on like the specialty food and all that. Imagine a cat being allergic to fish. Mind you, it's fish oils, the products that are in their actual food, or the food that they eat. I think it was like Iams or something. I can't remember. Keeping in mind, this was when I was like, I got him when I was like 9, which was a heck of a long time ago. So yeah, and then he was eventually put down as well, old age and whatnot, and he lived a good life and whatnot, and it's sad, you're sad that you lose your best friend and whatnot, and you swear you do anything for them, and you take good care of them, but at the point where the doctor is just like, yeah, you should just put the dog down. Well, hold on a second. We haven't tried everything. Yes, you're throwing all these numbers at us saying, oh, it's going to cost this, and oh, it's going to cost that. Yes, every time we go to the vet to, have them look at the dog, yes, it does cost that much. But, dogs, when they have back problems, yeah, she might not ever be like perfect again, right? Like full mobility, but, she can still live a long, healthy life. And that's what we're aiming for here. It happens, especially with small dogs, right? Like they jump off of things, off of high things and whatnot, and they could very well hurt themselves just like that, So it does happen. But I think most of us have had at least a dog or a cat at some point in our lives. So, but yeah, looks good so far, I think. I'm just mindlessly doing this while I'm talking to you guys, right? Like, this thing technically should have been done by now, but when you're, you know, as much as you like doing the hobby and whatnot, and it makes you happy, and you know, you're able to share that and whatnot, there's still aspects where, you know, if I'm like down and out, or if I'm not feeling like it, I'm not going to do it. You know, I'm not going to force myself to do something if I'm not in the best mood, you know? So that's kind of how this week has gone with that. And I'm just playing catch up now. Whoop. So check this out. This is grip tape. I know you guys have heard me talk about it in the past. It was a long sheet, and it's about 12 to 13 inches wide, but then, you know, you can get them cut to length, or sometimes they're about like 2 to 3 feet long. I think about 3 feet long. Originally, this is for a skateboard. This is what goes on the top of a skateboard deck. And it's never in short supply in my house, but this is how it goes. Yeah, that's how it goes. So, yeah, this is something that I've done multiple times in the past, and even Mark was like, "Where do you get that stuff from?" And I'm like, "Well, you just go to a skateboard store." Yeah, but like, what's a skateboard store? And trying to have this conversation with him, and then, you know, it's funny. It's funny because I don't know if you guys have ever pictured Mark going into a skateboard store. But in my mind, it's hilarious. And yeah, and then he went and he did it. I can't remember what building he did it with, but it looks neat. It's just how I do it. I like doing it like this. You don't have to do it like this, but it works. And I think for a sheet like the size that I described to you, you're looking at about like $7 or $8. And depending on how many buildings you have or how much roof you have to cover, you know, it looks just like tarmac or tar, like on whatever they put on the top of the. And if I cut it on the underside, it's actually a lot better. Even though it's really sticky, like if it gets stuck on itself, it's like there's no peeling that apart. But yeah, when you're, you know, down and out and you're not in the mood, and like I haven't really done too much down here with the layout in the past week, and I'm pretty sure there's videos that I'm supposed to do and lives I'm supposed to do. And when I say supposed to, it's because that's what I normally do. Not because it's expected of me, but it's just what I normally do, right? You know, when you don't do it, you're just kind of like, you know, I should really do that. Or I feel like I'm letting someone down or something. Some version of that. But, yeah, just wanted to jump on to do, you know, some stuff here. Like, I'm working away, doing our thing here. I think Alexis ran away. She ran away, so. And let's see if this fits, or how well this fits. Because this roof is not great. going to be tight. We'll see how neat that looks. Like, and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't take much. It's the motto for Dairy Queen, we treat you right, or something. Hot eats, cool treats. This is the base. I would like to do some interior section to this, and they kind of give you space for that, and then if you have little tables and chairs, which is also cool. So I'm not going to like seal it down to that, but I'm going to kind of show you here so far what it kind of looks like. I've got a couple, like I said, there's a couple of pieces like this one here and this one here. I just spray them, they're in the back. It's really coming together. I really like the orange. It's the same orange that I used way back in the day when I had this kit before. And this is supposed to go on the front here. Yeah, because it's more of a brick pattern, I'm going to do something neat with that. And I'd also like to paint the top of this black and maybe the inside here too black, which I can do at any time. Like I can do that with a paintbrush, right? So that'll be neat. Got a couple more windows here to add as well. So I was wondering with this here. So there's this window here, which is the takeout window. Whoops. Takeout window. This is a small window on the same side. And then these two are just door. Front door. Yeah, there we go. So front door, and then this is probably side door. But does that... Okay, that goes right on the outside like that. Neat. Okay. So... I'm going to put these on first, because these are easier to glue. Yeah, it's a very fancy doghouse. If you have a hamster, and then you refer to your hamster as a dog, because yeah, this is really small. I don't think a real dog could fit in here, but yeah. So if you guys want updates on Zoe and you know how that whole thing is going, just let me know. I'd be happy to let you know or keep you informed. All the well-wishers wishing well, of course, and hopefully she recovers. And we've already looked into the wheels, so we can. Let's say, for example, she doesn't get feeling back like completely, and she's kind of one of those dogs that are like, you know, like she needs wheels almost on her back legs. Yeah, we looked into that. But the craziest thing is that ever since that little accident that she had when I picked her up, not to relive that one again. Ever since then, she's been like acting like her normal self, and by her normal self, it's like, you know, she gets excited when she sees somebody. She literally pulls herself around by her front two legs, or with her two front legs, like yeah. Although she's not supposed to. Like the doctor said, like it's great that she's getting real mobile again, but you kind of want to avoid that so she doesn't like overly strain herself, I guess. And, you know, that's understandable. So, yeah. Yeah, and, you know, it's one of those things, right? Like, you go from a doctor telling you, well, you should just put her down, to, no, we're going to wait and see what happens, right? Because sometimes you don't want to always do what you're told. Don't tell me to put my animal down. But yeah. So that was a long story not made short, more or less. If that was painful for anybody, I'm really sorry. I'm not the best storyteller. But as you can see, I'm kind of okay at making kits. So if you didn't come for the dog story, at least you came for the kit build. And now that most of, well, like I said, two pieces. They're in the back room, I swear. They're you know, they're going to be added to here, I promise. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be able to, I'm going to do the clear coat on all of this before I add my signage, before I add my windows. There's and it's tinted too. I really like the tinted window frame that it's almost like glass or whatever, but yeah, there's like tinted windows for it. But I'm not going to like fix it to the actual, like I'm not going to glue it to the base. I'm going to keep it so that it can be removed, so that in the future, if or when I want to add an interior, I can just do that. I can remove it from the base. Maybe even just add some lights. Like I don't think I need an interior, but the one thing that I do quite often with a lot of my buildings and kits is I add lighting. And I think lighting just adds the whole scene, and it makes the whole thing look really, really good. Now, the one thing that I did see on, was it Facebook? I don't know, it was probably Facebook. Yeah, it's a Hooters. It's definitely not a Hooters. At least it's not big enough to be a Hooters. But you could also do this as a Tim Hortons. I saw somebody do one with this kit, and if I had the room, like this is for a specific location on the layout, if I have room to fit another one of these, then I'll probably do it as a Tim Hortons. Which even this, minus the orange, like if I didn't do the orange, you could probably, that would be an easy pass as a Tim Hortons, right? My Canadians, what's going on? But yeah, grip tape on the roof. Like I said, go to your local skate shop. And by skate, I mean skateboard, not not ice skates. But yeah, or if you don't want to do that because it's a situation you really don't want to explain to the guy behind the counter when he's all like, "Yo, are you gonna shred some gnar?" And then you're like, "No, I'm building a model." And then cool. Have you ever shred the gnar before? No, but I build models. Cool. But yeah, so it's sandpaper. It is sandpaper, and just paint it black. You're not going to have the cool little, I don't know if you can see that, but when the light bounces off of that, it almost has that sparkle to it, right? That's that, just the roof kind of, you know, the tar sparkles. I'm not alone on this. I know that somebody else thinks that tar sparkles. Either way, but yeah, it's a very nice topper for the top there. And like you know, you saw me do it. I cut it to fit. I laid it down. That's flat on there. I probably have a heck of a time pulling it off of there, but you know, it'll be all right. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, everything's cool, and you'll be seeing me again doing videos and stuff here and there. But yeah, now that that's done, I can let you go, and I want you guys to have a good rest of your week or a good weekend, and we will see you really soon.